Hey everyone, I am cutting in really quickly before the video starts because I wanted to mention something that I announced recently on Instagram as well as on my shop news page, and it's about shipping. So wanted to make sure I talk about it in this vlog too because it will impact yarn clubs. So I announced recently that I will start charging for shipping for orders under $50. So $50 and this is in the US. So $50 and up will still ship for free in the US. It's just for the smaller orders that I'm going to start charging $3.95 for shipping. Hi Notch. And I did a post about it on Instagram, so make sure you check it out there. I won't go into too many details here, but I just wanted to make sure I pointed out that this also will affect yarn clubs. However, if you have a current active subscription, the amount you're paying per month will not change. So if you're already signed up for the yarn club, you'll keep paying what you're paying, shipping kind of being free. But just keep in mind, if you ever change your subscription, then you're subject to the new pricing. So just kind of keep that in mind if you've been thinking about switching to another base or size skein or something like that, that you keep that in mind now before. And this all goes, if I didn't say, this will go into effect on March 1st. So make sure you make your changes by February 28th. If you're not already in the club, this is a great time to sign up because you'll kind of lock yourself in at that free shipping policy. So if you want to start with the March, I'll go in this in the video, but if you want to start with March club, sign up by February 20th, but just make sure you're signed up by February 28th if you want to kind of lock in your subscription before the new shipping policy. So if there are any questions at all, let me know. Again, I wrote up a post about it on Instagram, so you can read more about it there. Otherwise, I have my shop news page updated and my shop, kind of terms and policies in there as well. So just kind of keep that in mind, that starting on March 1st for orders under $50, we'll now have a shipping fee within the US. No change otherwise, so no change. Oh, there is one change internationally. So if you're outside of Canada, outside the US, just go read that post. And I will head now into the shop, or the February Yarn Club reveal vlog. Hey everyone, Lauren from A Girl and Her Wool here, coming to you from the yarn room once again. It is late at night. I am trying to get this recorded so I can get yarn clubs out. And so my husband is watching TV and doing whatever, so I am here in the yarn room. So today we're going to be doing a reveal of the February 22 mystery yarn clubs. I'm so excited to show you guys this month. By the time you guys are seeing it, those of you in the club have already received it, of course, but I'm just so excited for this month and I'm so excited to talk about it. So we'll dive right in, but first just a couple of announcements to get out of the way. One is that the shop would have been updated with the February shop update by now. So again, another set of colors that I am obsessed with. I love the February colors of the month, and I hope you guys do too. So definitely make sure you check the shop out for that. And then of course, if you want to be a part of this mystery yarn club, you have through February 20th to sign up for the March colors. So don't forget, the footage you are seeing now was recorded. It is January 24th. So all of these clubs are sent out and off to the members. And so if you join now, you will be a part of the March yarn club, and stick around for the inspiration photo for that. Also, I'm sure I'm talking all about it at this time, but keep your eyes and ears peeled out for updates and teasers about the March into Spring box. That's going to be coming. It's going to launch on March 1st, and you'll have a little bit of time to sign up. But make sure you're keeping an eye out for other announcements about that. I don't want to give too many details away at this point because it's still early, but definitely, you don't want to miss this one. So let's just get right into the February yarn clubs. Again, I'm really excited about this one. I was excited to dye it beforehand, and I'm like thrilled with the outcome of it. Both the mystery colorway as well as the mini skein set. So I'll put up a photo here of the inspiration photo. The photo is basically what I think is like a wall, or I'm assuming like a wall of roses or something. But anyway, it's a whole lot of roses in all different colors, from very light creamy colors into light pinks and darker pinks and all of that. So picked this photo primarily because it is February, and so whether or not you celebrate Valentine's Day or associate February with Valentine's Day, I thought it was fun to do. I also felt like I don't do a ton of dyeing with red in general in my shop, and I wanted to kind of bring that out, and so it just felt like the right month to do it. And so that was the photo inspiration. One thing that I thought about going into this dyeing is that when I look at this photo, there's a lot of individual flowers, but I decided to interpret it kind of as the totality of it. So when I look at the photo, I don't necessarily see all of the individual colors. I just kind of see like the wall of roses, and so that's kind of my interpretation of it, and you'll kind of see that in the colorway itself, where I really kind of let colors blend and I didn't leave like the separate colors apart. So I know a lot of you like to hear my thought process. That was kind of the main idea at first, was to just kind of give the skein like one overall feeling color instead of the separate ones. The other thing that kind of went into this is probably part of the reason why I always don't dye with a ton of red, is that red is hard to dye. I find in my experience that I need very high heat, and I need, it takes a while. It needs to sit for a long time, and that's quite honestly not always ideal, or the red kind of comes out a little bit more pink, or just doesn't kind of take as well. So it's not a color that I dye with a ton, but I was excited for the challenge. I kind of knew that going into it. So I actually dyed this up over 2 different days over the weekend. So I was actually kind of in the moment probably hoping I would get through all of it. My original plan was to just do the main color the first day, and then the tonal contrast color and the mini skein sets the next day, but then I was like, nope, we're just gonna do it all. But ended up just getting kind of the main color and the tonal in one day, and then the next day I did the mini skein set. What was nice too was you'll see the tonal color is definitely like all red, and I definitely, it was nice to have that kind of like sit overnight and get that in there. So that was kind of one thing going into it, was that I knew this was going to be a time consuming colorway, but again, I was really excited about it. I loved the photo and really kind of just wanted to jump right into it. So I'm going to show you guys the color now. I'll show it to you on the variety of bases and the size skeins, and then I will show you the contrast and the mini skein set. Alright, so again, the way I kind of interpreted this was to really have, so the colors that I kind of saw were, I think going into it, it was like in my head it would be a lot of red. But when I looked back at the photo, again, when I first looked at the photo, I kind of saw it in total, like almost like pointillism, right? Where all of like, when you get up close, you kind of see all of the individual flowers, but when you kind of take a step back and just looked at the photo, you just kind of saw one image, or at least that's like for me how I saw it. And so before I started dyeing, you know, I always kind of look at the photo more in depth and just kind of make sure I have my game plan. And I noticed that there were a lot of lighter colored flowers. So originally I thought the main color would be a lot of red and my tonal would be kind of like a lighter color. But you'll kind of see as I dye this, the main color has a lot of like the lighter sections, and I brought out the red in the tonal. So anyway, here is the main colorway. I hope it's gonna show up well. It probably was not a good sweater to like wear. Anyway, so when you look at the colorway, you see that overall it kind of gives off one general feel, but then when you kind of zoom in and look at it, you really do see all of the different colors that are going into it. So I have like that lighter cream color, there are some lighter pinks in here, there's then some darker red sections, and then you kind of have like this almost like purpley pink in there. So I just use like all the reds, all of the pinks that I have, and just kind of laid them on separately, but like let them blend together. So the water height was like kind of medium height. It wasn't completely, the yarn was not completely submerged, but it definitely gave room for the dyes to move around. And I did apply each dye one at a time, but I just didn't completely like leave it in the one spot. I kind of like moved it around as I was dyeing. So again, you can kind of see, try to show it. I don't know which skein I was just holding up, but I think it was that one with the red on the tie. So again, just kind of holding up a different one here so you kind of get all the different colors. But again, to me, like when you hold it back, it just looks kind of like the one, kind of like the photo where you get all the different colors, but not too separate. So again, I absolutely love, love, love how this color came out. I think it's a really nice color to put in after January, which was lighter. December was like a greenish blue. November was like more neutral. So it was nice to give in like that pop of color and pop of red. So really excited about this one. Here it is on DK. So again, the same kind of idea. You get the bright pinks, the light pinks, the deep red, and kind of that cream yellow kind of color as well. And I just brought down one skein of it on BFL sock. Same idea. And then in terms of the different size skeins, we have, I don't know, like a 100, maybe an 80, a 50, and a 20. So you can kind of see them on all different sizes. So if you're new to my yarn club, you choose your size skein. On sock and DK, anywhere from a 20 gram mini all the way up to a 300 gram skein. So I kind of talked about it already, but so originally I was kind of planning to do a lighter color for this, and I felt like a lot of the sections of this are light and I wanted to bring out more of the red. So roses are red, right? Roses are red, we all know, roses are red. There are of course all different colors of roses, but definitely wanted to make sure I had the red, right? Like that's what I was excited to have, that's what I wanted. So for the contrast color, we have a very nice deep tonal red, and that's not gonna work. It is a much deeper red than what you're seeing on here. To me, it's a rose. It's definitely like a rose red. That is the color of roses. It is not a bright orangey red. So that is it, and I thought it was really nice to complement it. Again, in person, it looks a little bit different than you guys are seeing it there. But again, it just will kind of let the colorway have its pinks and reds, but then kind of bring in that rose color in the contrast. And then here it is like kind of as a sock set. So that is the contrast color for it. Again, I wish I could show it to you guys a little bit better, but I'm sure I'm putting up photos. So otherwise, I also have the mini skein set. So let me just put it in order. So for the mini skein set, so really when I approach mini skein sets for this Mystery Yarn Club, you know, one question is always, am I doing a gradient set or am I doing kind of just a mini skein set? So for this one, I decided not to do the gradient set for the same reason that I was kind of explaining with the main colorway. I didn't necessarily view it as like all separate colors. I really kind of wanted the cohesive image. And yes, in my mini skein sets, I kind of decomposed the main colorway, but I still kind of wanted not a gradient set. I didn't feel like that fit this photo. I felt like it should be kind of more all over the place, I guess. So anyway, here is the mini skein set. Of course, that deep red is getting blown out, but I think you get the main idea. And even that is definitely, that's a pretty good coloring of what the tonal is here. So you kind of see I have that yellow right in the middle, and I'll hold them all up, and then otherwise we have a lot of the pinks and reds and kind of course that deep rose red at the end. So going through these, so here is the first one. So this is the lightest color of the bunch. I left a little bit of white on this one, did a lot of the cream on there, and then some of the lighter pinks. This one is a little bit darker. It's more of like the strawberry pinks and some of the red in there. So if I were doing a gradient, right, like, well, the first one I showed you, you can see is like more of the yellow and white, and then the top one is more pinks and reds. This third one is the yellow. So I know I didn't show me dyeing, but this is actually how the main colorway started. So if that is, see, that would have made it fun, right? This was more originally what I was thinking of doing for the contrast, so that would have worked as well. So this is actually how the colorway started. Again, I know I didn't show the dyeing, but it's kind of cool how the different layers work. So I started with kind of this base light yellow cream color. For the mini skein set though, I did kind of speckle a little bit of light pink on there just to kind of take it away from being a tonal. This fourth one is mostly meant to be like the main colorway. I did a less red on this one just to kind of make it a little bit different. So there is red on there. Again, it's getting a little blown out, but that's kind of more the deeper red. So this is most like the main colorway. And then this last one is the same as the contrast tonal, that deep rose red that you guys aren't getting to see here. And again, that is it. This is it on 20 gram minis. That's pretty good of this color. This is it on 20 gram minis. Absolutely love this mini skein set. I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day. I think it's also perfect for people who love red. And then of course, like, as we get into the springtime and flowers and summer and all of that. So my colorways are exclusive for 3 months for the Yarn Club, but I definitely see this coming back probably sometime over the summer, simply because I really like it. So we'll see, you know, the feedback I get, but I can definitely see like this mini skein set either coming back or being an influence of like a collection for the colors of the month. So maybe like, you know, a roses are red collection and making some of these the colors of the month. So we'll see what I do with that, but I absolutely love it. I'm excited about it. I'm proud of it, all of the good positive things. So that is that. Kind of moving into the March club, I will put up a photo of it here. My idea behind the inspiration for March was to, I wanted to do something with a rainbow. Was just feeling the rainbow vibes. March is hard. I always think hard on what I want to do for the March clubs. I guess always. This is my second March. So it's always tempting to get into spring, but of course it's not spring yet. It can still be winter. I mean, it is winter throughout March, right? Spring doesn't start until the end of March. So it's definitely tempting to start bringing out the spring colors, but you're not quite there yet. But you kind of feel over winter by then. So I wanted to do something with a rainbow that was kind of thinking that it would bring in more color, but also do more of like a muted tone rainbow. So not even like my spring rainbow, but really muted colors versus like light colors. So the photo that I found, again, I'll put up here, is kind of like that, where there's different kind of colors of the rainbow, but they're definitely more muted. I realize a lot of the background is white. I do not have plans to do this as a white skein with the colors on them. This is gonna really like zoom in on those colors and try to pick those out. So I'm excited for that one too, and I hope you guys are as well. So again, you have through February 20th to sign up to be a part of the March Yarn Club, and I hope you guys join me. And thank you sincerely to those of you in the club already. It continues to grow, and as always, be such like I just realized one of the minis I was holding up was DK. The rest are sock, but you know, same idea. Anyway, thank you to those of you in the club. It definitely is the heart of my business, and I'm so excited to just continue to have the enthusiasm for it. Don't forget that if you finish, you know, my hope is that you work on the colors as we talk about them. And so hopefully you are working on a project with your yarn club as you were watching this. Don't forget that if you finish a project by February 28th with this colorway, you can use hashtag agirlandherwool yarn club February on Instagram with a photo of the finished object, and that will get you 50 extra or 50 rewards points in my shop. You can always use hashtag agirlandherwool on your Instagram posts that feature a girl and her wool products for 5 rewards points, but make sure you are knitting or crocheting or making with your yarn clubs and posting them on Instagram. If you're finding that the 1 month is a tight turnaround time, let me know. I do my best to try to get them out to you guys so you'll have them by the 1st, but if you're finding that you can't finish things by the end of that month, I'm definitely open to expanding it for like a 2nd month. So let me know if that's been like a hindrance to you. I don't want it to be stressful in any way. So otherwise, again, that is it. I'll leave a link down below to where I explain my clubs if you want to hear more. But as always, reach out if you have any questions. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.